Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't have my mic checked in. Plugged in. Plugged in. I'm gonna plug it in now. Yeah, there's a difference in the sound, huh? Is it clear? Whatever. There's a difference. Right, so here I am talking before the mic is plugged in. And then now the mic is plugged in. What sounds better? Welcome. It's me, Wengishni Bay Majeki Kwe. Christianna Chris Carr, superstar, right? Wengishni Bay Majeki Kwe means sweetgrass water medicine woman. Yeah, and friendly, free ass medicine woman. Welcome, you beautiful divine beings. Right here with me, with this freaky ass self of mine. Yes, it's early. My children aren't even up yet. I was just watching, it's actually this day last year that I had moved my little office. Gabe Liam's office, because when we first moved in, I was sharing the room with Ariana, and I'm already crowded in my body, and I'm going to be crowded in my room too. Excuse me. Oh, I thought I heard somebody. Yeah, so that was kind of cool, because when I was uploading to the YouTube, right, I would delete them out of my, so they weren't taking up the space like in my Google Photos or on my OneDrive thingy, my little cloud thingy. Anyways, some of them I didn't delete, they're still there. And there was ones where I did a video just for me. I start those with, hello, beautiful me. Because it was getting hard to write, it really hurts and sends the pains up my shoulders. Let me see, I just want to stop cutting off my head so I don't have to lean forward like this. And I make more medicine. And I thought I'd start out with this little poem again, or song. I can't remember the tune that was in my head, that's the thing. They start out as a tune. I'm just singing out loud, think, ooh, maybe I should go write that down. I go write it down. I can't write the tune. And I forget what the tune was that I'd sang it out. So, I know, it's a shower day. I have to wash my hair. I have to get medicated enough to do that. It really hurt. My arms are sore today. Oh yeah, I love it. They're the cycle, see? But now I know. Now I know. I have this handy dandy little app. Right? All you women out there. All you women folk. For all you women folk. Have I showed this to you? Yeah. It's a great little app. It's called the Woman Pro app. You see? And then it tells you. See, here's where you can put in your symptoms and stuff like that. Make little notes. I keep notes of the times when I woke up in the middle of the night with migraines, or passing out times and all that. It used to be like you'd see all the little things like that, but then I thought, because I do that in the morning, it's like, am I setting myself up? Because I'm like all this pain, and then I look, I see all this pain. I already feel it. I don't want to see it. Anyway, those are really handy because it will, let me see the reds, obviously when you're on, it'll tell you when it's coming. But this thing, let me tell you, I've been using it for years now. It has really super helped me to catch on to my own cycles and fatigue days, because when I'm feeling up, and you can see that in the videos. Last night, video I put out in the morning, and then I did, I don't know if I shared that out or not, but I just thought, I'm going to record myself on my drums. It looked horrible. But I need to switch. My kids, I love them very dearly, right? I know they love me. But, we're still working. We'll still working, finding a balance. But those drums. I joke around and say I'd rather beat the drums than my kids, right? That's why I got them. Shift my moods. It's that music. It's getting the body moving. Though it hurts. It still hurts. But it's fun. So I did a little 5 minutes with me. And that's pretty much all I do. It's not every night, but, you know, sometimes when I'm up there, I'll go up to help keep the girl on task, right? But I don't want to stand right over her shoulder. I'm just up on the same level as she's getting ready for bed, right? So I'll go in there so that I'm not constantly, are you done yet? Are you done yet? So it's fun. Oh, I was going to read this. So, when you've lived your life for everyone else, you need to find the time to live a little for yourself. Don't let their projections get you down. Change your direction. Get out of drama town. Begin within. Turn your life around. Begin within is like a theme, I guess. It is, because it's true. Firmly believe it all begins within. Anyway, begin within. Turn your life around. Give yourself some love and affection when you feel others need all of your attention. How hard it is on you, you cannot mention, but you gotta do something to relieve the tension. When you lived your life for everyone else, you gotta make time to live for yourself. Don't let their projections get you down. Change direction, get out of drama town. Begin within and stand your ground. You've got to have clear boundaries. Keep your words as short and sweet. If they don't like it, their problem it be. You're living your life and dreaming your dreams. There's no need for them to agree. When you live your life for everyone else, you gotta take time to live a little for yourself. Begin within. You'll come around. When you live your life for everyone else, remember to live a little for yourself. Right? Yeah, find your own sweet sound. And then that went into something else. Right on. Hey. Nice, so that went on longer than that. Right? Anyways, what do you think of that? Right? When you live your life for everyone else, you gotta live a little for yourself. And we gotta put on our own oxygen masks. All of that. There's something else I wrote in here. Did I already share that one with you? Maybe. It's just my regular. Oh, individual. We are in divide, you all. Right? Time to unite, as they say. United we stand, divided we fall. Let's not be in divide, you all. By Creator's grace, I make my pace, and I ain't trying to win no race. Just get to a peaceful place where my body knows it is loved and safe. Right? There we go. How's that? This Therapy Thursdays. It's getting it out there for you. Ow, ow, ow. Like lots of ow, ow, ows. It hurts. Riding hurts. The dancing. Everything hurts, right? When you used to do this stuff, and then you can't do no more. Because your body is so sore. It doesn't help with the stress. Your body can't handle that stress no more. I seriously get worried sometimes. Yeah, I know. I don't like to worry. It still happens. I'm still human, right? And then I gotta switch that around. I'm gonna be fine, right? It's just something that's hard in your when it's in your own home, you know? You go through these things. I'm not the only one, right? And it's not a competition. It's not about judging and comparing. We all have our own experiences of it, and it's hard, you know? It's very hard to be in an abusive, toxic relationship. And especially when it's very subtle, you know? I mean, it's pretty sad when you're wishing they would just hit you, or, you know, wishing there'd be some sort of abuse, because then you would know, you know, it would take that to know that it wasn't you. That then that would be clear, right? But there's so many forms of abuse. It's about that power and control over somebody else, and they're continuing cycles too, right? So it didn't originate in that one, right? Abuse, it goes in cycles until somebody stands up and says it stops with me, right? And that started before me. There, you know, abuse was going on before. And in this world, right, we need to pay attention to that. And I seen something, and it was, yes, men are abused too. Yeah, and we all need to take responsibility for that. But when we look into, we can find it on both sides, right? Right before patriarchy, wasn't there matriarchy? And maybe some of those women abuse their power too. I mean, people abuse power. It's not man or a woman thing. But the thing is, in our systems are set up to protect man more than women and children. So that's not a fairness, right? There's not equality or whatever, stuff like that. Like, I don't consider myself feminist or anything like that, or in a box. I mean, I'm an equalist. Equalist? I don't know. I'm a human being, right? Being me, right? Trying to navigate this thing called life like we all are, right? Learning as I grow, right? Finding out what's stunting my growth and which way to grow. I don't know. Ideas and things come up in my mind. I follow that, but you know, I was a lot stronger and firmer in what I wanted to be, but there was a lot. So the abuse I went through was subtle and just kept me thinking there was something wrong with me, because I always look back at me, right? I always think everybody has a story, and, you know, if I could help. And why women don't leave? Because we think if we just loved them a little bit more, because we fall for their stories. You know, we think that they just didn't experience enough love, or they've been abandoned, or, oh my goodness, they've had all these relationships. You know, men get abused too, and this man was abused by some of his exes, or whatever. Whatever it is that we tell ourselves. We stay longer than we should. But also, something I just read, the fear of leaving is greater than the fear of staying, because over 90% of the fatalities, the domestic fatalities, happen after leaving the situation. Not while you're in it. It's after leaving. And then it's like a desperation from that abuser. They don't have any power and control. It becomes, if I can't have you, nobody will. If, you know, or if they don't actually physically kill the person, they can kind of kill their insides in some ways by, you know, they say when they can't control that person anymore, they control how others. And if they're successful at that, right, they have left that, their victim, and they've taken all that they love from them, anything that could give them any kind of, right? So whether they're physically dead or they become like an empty shell of what they once were, because they didn't realize there wasn't anything wrong with them, you know. When you don't get those counter messages, and all you're getting is the messages that just pick away at everything, and even the stuff that you're proud of yourself for, right? Considerate, kind, a family person. For me personally, right? Oh, you're not as considerate as you think you are. Oh boy, you must be so vain. You're fishing for compliments, right? Got to a point, I wouldn't even look at myself when I'm brushing my teeth. Because I didn't want to look vain, right? If I looked at myself, I'm being vain. I'm being conceited, right? And it's hard not to think that too when I look at my selfies, but these are ways of building myself back up. And my selfies are for my selfie, okay? I don't display them everywhere, and I have put some up on my Facebook, but I feel weird doing that, right? I feel like I'm trying to display myself, right? It's, after years of it, and if it's not just one giving you that message, right? That's why we need to look back and heal that inner child that keeps drawing us into those relationships, because it is reminding us, it becomes familiar, and familiar isn't always a good thing. Familiar is not always a good thing, right? It becomes familiar because this is what we've seen in our early years. This is what's been imprinted on our little baby brains, right? Until we figure that out, right? When that toxic relationship was imprinted, that this is what it looks like, right? When somebody's hurting you in some way and then saying I love you, right? Like it's for your own good or whatever, right? You think, well, because this person loves me, well, they're not going to lie to me. They're not going to tell me anything that's not untrue. And you start, doing that crazy making stuff to yourself too, right? Maybe it is just me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. And then it leaves effects. Me over explaining all the time. All the time. Because it's like interrogation. You don't feel that way. Oh, that's not what you meant. Oh, if you'd only said it this way. And oh, your tone. And oh, don't give me that look. You get nothing pain. Oh, you just happen to look in somebody's direction. They think you're giving them a dirty look. Take your stuff personally and project all their shit on you. It's something, until you've actually gone through it. I didn't understand. That's how I got myself into it, I guess, right? Why do they stay? Makes them stay. Man, I would walk away. If I saw this, or that, I would walk away. If I got hit, definitely. Wasn't going back. I didn't get hit. And I kept going back. Of course, lots of people don't understand, right? And that can alienate you from people as well. And they don't understand. I didn't snap back in either, right? I didn't move back in or anything like that. I kept my distance. Kept maintaining that it was friends, and then for years, and then came another love bombing thing, and thought that since it was years, that hey, maybe this time. Still ignoring signs. I still never moved back in, and I didn't ignore the signs as much as I did before. Because I reached out. That's so important. If you're in a relationship where, you're not sure, you keep blaming yourself, reach out. Find some professional supports, especially in women's resource centers, people that understand, violence against women's counselors can help you with that. People that are well versed in trauma, because if they're not, they can do a lot more damage. And especially you get this narcissistic abuse and narcissism, all these other terms out there, which is you don't have to be diagnosed as a narcissist. Narcissistic abuse just gives you a term that covers quite a bit. It's basically emotional abuse, coercive control. Doesn't always include the hitting, although extreme forms of it can, right? It doesn't always come from a narcissist. Codependent. Maybe with addictions. Whatever that is, it has no poster child, right? Or whatever. It's like addiction, can touch any, Richest to the poorest. It don't matter. It don't matter. Pay attention for that in you. So there's a little therapy Thursdays for you. Reach out if you need help. There was that symbol. So if you're actually in a situation, I think when you're feeling trapped, I think that's it. There's many, many resources out there, so check the resources in your area. and show some understanding. If somebody comes to you, there's nothing we can do to get them out. We can't confront their abusers or anything because, we can make that worse for them, right? So don't ever go and confront somebody's abuser as much as you want to, right? It might make you feel good that you have told this person, but, it'll come back out at that victim in some way. Somehow they'll get blamed. So it is a very delicate situation, and it's hard to stand by and watch somebody go back. But they always need at least one person. They need to have one person, because if everybody disconnects, that helps the abuser win more, helps the abuser convince them they're not worthy. See how everybody's just disconnected from you, right? Then you help the abuser. So you can put your own feelings aside, right? It might be hard to watch somebody going through it, but imagine what they're going through, actually going through it, okay? We get so attached to, oh man, it hurts me to see you do that. Oh, I'm such an empath. I can't stand to see you go through that. But what is that person going through, right? So it's not that you have to do anything, but don't judge and don't take it personally. And again, it's hard to watch them, imagine what they're going through. So they're going to need somebody when they're ready, when they see it for themselves, because they'll have to. I had to see it for myself. Really did. And when I saw it, I go back, still thinking, well, maybe, there is some situations that are different, when you hear stories about how, hey, this one was abusive, but then they healed, and now they have a beautiful relationship. But then we don't ever know either, because when you're in those things, you end up telling lots of fibs to, I was an honest person. You don't want anybody to think bad of the other one, or it also reflects on you and your choice. What did I do? What did I get myself into? Well, I got myself into this. I got to get myself out of it, right? This is my responsibility. This falls on me, right? Whatever that is. Deep Therapy Thursdays. Let's give you a little card before we go. Some advice on this, or to think of when these things come up. To reflect on what the lesson in that might be for you. There's always a lesson. Let's find that common lesson for us all. Thank you for showing that common lesson to us all. If we've been in these situations, know somebody in those situations, how to help ourselves and help somebody else. So that common lesson we can think of and reflect on. And it becomes personal to us as we tap into our source and everything and help us to bring this and how this relates to our life. Lots. Raccoon, generous protector, nurturing the life force, and cleansing the frog, cleansing it all out. Look at that, right? We need to protect ourselves, show that little inside safe with us now, right? We're not going to let anybody else abuse it. But it'll bring us too, right? So if we were hit or abused as children, right, that's when that love and everything gets mixed up too. If you have somebody hitting you saying I love you at the same time, it gets confused. And then you think, oh, well, hitting is love. Or we tell little girls, oh, if that little boy pulls your hair, that means he likes you. So what have we taught? What have we all taught and carried on in society? Because we think, oh, that's the way it is, or this is cute. But we don't really think about, right? I told my son he could do anything. My firstborn, he's babysitting. Your son hit me. Well, my mom said I could do anything. Right, so let's think about that, all those lessons and stuff we learned. Okay, let's bring this together. A card for all of us here to remember, because we all go through abuses in our lives, whether it's in intimate relationships, in our jobs, whatever that is. So in this world that's full of people that abuse others and try to take their power back by taking it from somebody else, what can we remember here? Oops. This is the flopping, so we're going to do this. Okay, that one just wanted to flop off the top. Which one? This one. Okay. Remember, sacred space, right? Respect yourself. We teach others how to treat ourselves, right? Sacred space. I'm leaving that right there. You need to honor your sacred space. 44. That's what I was last year. I ain't 44 no more. I'm 45 now. Purification, right? Getting clear about who we are, right? So if we know who we are, we don't give that power away. We don't go seeking it for somebody else, right? We honor this space. And when we honor our own space and respect our own bodies and love our own littles, we're not going to be going and taking that from somebody else, right? It's reputation again, right? We're building on that character. Never mind that reputation. And sometimes, right, somebody can have a reputation of being such a kind and sweet person, yet behind those closed doors, they are not. So let's cleanse and purify, because once we get in touch with that and not just listen to people's reputations, right? We can also listen to others and they say, oh yeah, this is a great person, blah, blah, blah. We can get sucked into these things too, because sometimes these abusers can be so sweet and say, I'm just so worried about them. You know, I've been worried about their mental health for years. Well, because they've been chipping away at their mental health for years, right? So let's not just look at reputations of people and what people have said. Let's see for ourselves, right? So we can get clear on who we are. We can know when somebody is not respecting our space. When we know what that looks like for us, when we respect our space and our bodies, we recognize when somebody else is doing that. We need to build that for ourselves first, right? So strengthen that care. Get clear on who you are, right? Let go of everything that is not you, right? Teach people how to treat you. Love yous. Biggest heart hugs ever. Okay, whatever. There it is. Biggest heart hugs ever. Thank you for being you and shining your light through in everything you do. So this world really needs you, you know, and if you went through a situation, you didn't deserve any of it. None of us deserve any of this abuse. Okay? So, stand up. You survived. It's time to thrive, right? Join together, share your stories. 95% of healing is just having your story heard, witnessed, without judgment. You know, if you want to send me an email, whatever, you want to share it on SOS Tech, whatever, that's up to you. You just want to write it all out, burn it, you want to do a vlog, whatever that is for you. Respect that sacred space and know you're not alone. You're never alone. Reach out. Reach out. And in this society, there's so much. There is so much help out there. Yes, systems are broken. Things are changing, though. But the more we speak out, the more, right? They have to change that system. The more we keep coming out with this, with the truth and standing up. This is not okay, right? Show them the ways that is. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. I don't know. I'm rambling on today. Gotta go with the kids up for school. Wonderful, blessed day.